We welcome you to Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania for today's MLS Next Pro Eastern Conference matchup as Philadelphia Union 2 takes on New England Revolution 2 for the second time this season. A look at where these two stack up in the Eastern Conference table at the moment. New England part of a two-way tie for fourth place right now through its first 8 matches, a 4-3-1 overall record and 14 points, 3 of which came earlier this season against Philadelphia, which is tied with Miami and NYCFC with 10 points each, all tied for 7th at the moment. Really a beautiful 70-degree afternoon just outside of Philadelphia for the second meeting this season between these two. It was a couple of weeks ago, April 10th, in New England at Gillette Stadium, when Revolution 2 had a 5-1 easy victory against Philadelphia. So Union 2 certainly is hoping to flip the script here this afternoon and continue what has been a pretty good run of form of late. They had no points in their first 3 matches, 10 points over their last 5. Check out the starting 11s today. Marlon LeBlanc, the head coach for Union 2. He has Holden Trent in between the goalposts for the 4th time this season. Francis Westfield, Daniel Kruger, as well as Hugo Legenic and Juan Castillo in front of Trent. Raffanello, Giallo, Viero, and only in the midfield, Donovan and Riasco up top for Philadelphia here this afternoon. Right in the middle of the pack of the league in goal scoring, towards the bottom though, defensively. Clint Pie is the head man for Revolution 2, and the big story in this match is Jacob Jackson, the goalkeeper, making his season debut, a first-round pick a couple of years ago, had a phenomenal season last year with Revolution 2, and the first-team loan got hurt with an ACL injury during last season. This is his first time in live action. Since that, Suarez, Souza, Kaye in front of him, as well as Miller, and it's a dangerous New England attack, which came into the weekend tied for first in MLS Next Pro in goals scored with 20, but tied for 25th out of the 27 clubs in goals allowed with 19. So one thing's for sure, when New England is on the pitch, there are goals to be found. We'll see if that trend continues today. Revs 2 in the road white kits with the red sort of stripe across the middle. It is the home navy blues for Philadelphia here this afternoon. Justin Galanti and our whole crew, glad to be with you here on MLSNextPro.com. The first foul of the match goes against Philadelphia, and Mike Viero, the 20-year-old, in his second season with Union 2. Speaking with both head coaches this week, Marlon LeBlanc, the head coach for Philadelphia, really emphasized a good start, said he wanted to start on the front foot and really get after New England right away after a frankly poor performance against this particular side back in April. The 5-1 loss. Philadelphia last week tied Miami 2-2 and earned the extra point in the shootout 4-3. New England coming off a hard-fought and really entertaining 3-2 win north of the border against Toronto, a match they trailed 2-0 just before halftime. Got a goal late in the first half, and then in the 84th and 85th minute, Damian Rivera scored goals in each of those and gave New England the 3-2 win to pick up the 3 points on the road. By the way, our head referee today is JJ Belinsky, Patrick Casey, and Zeno Cho, the assistants. And the 4th is Stephen Foster. New England on the attack here. Perhaps an early opportunity. Cross comes towards the back post, but all the way through Rivera. And it will be a goal kick for Holden Trent. Philadelphia has split time this year. 4 starts for Andrew Rick. Now 4 starts for Holden Trent and 1 for Brooks Thompson. Trent is the eldest of the 3 goalkeepers that have played for New England this year, or I should say for Philadelphia. 23-year-old who was drafted in the second round, 28th overall in the most recent MLS Super Draft out of High Point, where he was a three-time first-team All-Big South selection and the two-time Big South goalkeeper of the year in his 3 seasons with High Point. By the way, yesterday, the first teams between Philadelphia and New England played on this pitch, and it was a 3-0 win for Philadelphia. We'll see what happens here in the MLS Next Pro version of this matchup. This is Jake Rosansky, one of the leaders of the New England team. Now Rivera. 5 goals already this season to lead New England for Damian Rivera, just 20 years of age. Had the brace against Toronto last weekend, and 3 weeks ago, a brace as well as an assist in a 5-5 tie against FC Cincinnati 2. This one sent in towards goal and knocked down and stopped by Jackson, who gets his first touch of the match. Jeremy Raffanello was the one who fired from well outside the penalty mark. New England a 3-3-1 mark over the last couple. 14 points so far this season. Had only registered 3 points in their 4 matches prior to the win at Toronto. And speaking with Coach PA, he said, we need to continue that momentum that we built last week into today, once again on the road. Here's a beautiful opportunity. What a save by Holden Trent. Big stop from Trent as New England had an early chance. Just over 4 minutes in, and a very quality look there for Revs 2. Team again that has scored 20 goals this season, which entered the weekend tied for the top mark in the league. New England continue to hold possession. And settling things down now back with Jackson. Had a great start to last season, earned an MLS Next Pro Goalkeeper of the Month award before going down with that ACL injury that has kept him out until today. So great to see him back on the pitch here this afternoon. For Philadelphia, it's been a long time since they have played here at home. 3 straight matches on the road at Atlanta, at New York Red Bulls, and at Miami the last couple weeks. Before finally coming back here, they are 0-2-1 though at home. They've actually played better on the road this year. And we're gonna take another look at that last challenge that left players shaken up. Here's the opportunity though for New England. Marcos Diaz had it stopped by Trent. Big time save early in this one. Loaded schedule today around MLS Next Pro. This is the first matchup of the afternoon. We'll have a couple more starting at 6 Eastern and a bunch more to carry you throughout the night. 9 matches in total on this Sunday afternoon. And after today, we'll be done with 9 weeks, amazingly, in the regular season. 1/3 of the way through the 27-week regular season. Diaz controlling, a nice ball here for Esmer Bayraktarovic. Now Diaz, and gobbled up once again by Holden Trent. Looked like he was trying to find Jordan Adebayo-Smith, who was streaking in towards the back post, but Trent able to cut it off. And all the way in now on Jackson. I asked Marlon LeBlanc about his group and what's been better the last 5 matches after not registering a single point through the first 3. The 2 areas he really keyed on were organization and playing confident in the attacking third. Felt like they didn't do either of those things well for the first 3 weeks, which can happen with a young group. But he feels like they've really been in control of things the last 5 weeks. Now, that was not necessarily the case in the 2-2 tie against Miami last week. They were outshot 21-11 and 11-3 on goal. Only held about 25% of possession in that match, but still came out of it earning 2 points, which had to feel like a real shot in the arm for this Philadelphia group, returning home here this afternoon. Last touch there from Jeremy Raffanello. So Jackson will take this with 8 minutes gone by in our first half from Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania, just outside of Philly. Josh Bulma lost it and able to run it down and get that back. Bulma, a really exciting player, number 4 overall pick in the most recent MLS Super Draft out of Maryland. Starts this break forward. Bayraktarovic was tripped up and looks like he drew a foul call just outside the box. And JJ Belinsky not happy with all the questions he's getting. Let's take another look at this foul against Philadelphia, as Bayraktarovic was tripped up by Hugo Legenik. So a very dangerous New England group, which has looked dangerous early. Another big opportunity. Bayraktarovic and Marcos Diaz stand over this one. It is Bayraktarovic, deflected and in! And Esmir Bayraktarovic gives New England the early lead. The wall did part of the job, but not enough. It was deflected, kind of threw off Holden Trent a bit. And Bayraktarovic, playing in just his 3rd match this year for New England, alone down from the first team, finds the breakthrough in just the 10th minute. So a 1-0 start for New England on the road this afternoon. They're 2-2-0 on the road so far this season. Now, if you're a Philly fan and you want to hear something interesting, the last time that these two clubs played in April, Philadelphia scored in the 10th minute and then gave up the next 5 goals and lost 5-1. Today it's New England scoring in the 10th minute. And here a whistle against Philadelphia that Jose Riasco was not thrilled with. Now JJ Belinsky is calling over Boubacar Diallo, who he's already had a number of conversations with so far in this match. Now, Diallo is not really involved in that last sequence, but he is the captain for Philadelphia, so he's the one who gets the explanation. Turn by Bulma, was not able to keep that in play though. Bulma played 2 years at Maryland, 2-time first team All Big Ten. 2 years ago was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. and the number 4 overall pick by New England in this most recent draft. A player that has trained up and down with the first team and the next pro club, but Coach PA really happy with the way he's integrated himself with the group. And he is whistled for the foul there. And a free kick coming for Philadelphia. Bulma tried to recover, but locked his boot with Jallows. That'll lead to this for Union 2. Christopher Olney and Jeremy Raffanello there. Only a player that Marlon LeBlanc pointed out as one of the couple that have been in the best form so far this year for Union 2. Raffanello swings this in, a pretty clean look, but Chris Donovan sent it well wide. Very nice ball by Raffanello, and look at all the blue jerseys that get in behind there. Pretty good chance for Donovan, but unable to put it on target. Now a good recovery to win the ball back, but Jallo took it away from Bayraktarovic. He plays it out wide for Olney. 16-year-old playing in his 4th match this year, tried to cross it in, but cleared away from trouble by the Revs defense. Bayraktarovic, good moves there. Able to keep possession for New England. Bit strong in the first touch. A chance for Philadelphia here. Moving in, and it will be a corner for Union 2. A bit of a sloppy touch led Jose Riasco to the ball and towards the target, and he wins the first corner of the match on either side. Low ball cleared away from trouble. Well defended by New England. Sigh of relief there for this Revolution group that, as we've said already in this broadcast, can really score, but also has a proclivity to give up goals as well. They've now scored 21 times this year and conceded 29 goals. Here's Donovan again to the back post, and just a little far for Olney. Philadelphia looking dangerous in these last few moments. Beautiful ball here from Donovan, just could not quite connect with Olney, who is totally unmarked. Things are certainly wide open at the start of this match here at Subaru Park. Already a goal for New England and a number of quality looks for Philadelphia. Diaz ahead for Adebayo Smith, who has some room. Bayraktarovic tried to get through 3 and ended up having to retreat. Already a marker today for Bayraktarovic. Bulma a bit sloppy on his touch. This one sent forward. It's Donovan once again. Donovan scores! And Chris Donovan levels this match in the 17th. Felt like that was coming, didn't it? All started back behind the play where Bulma's touch was a bit strong. And then Donovan able to beat Jackson, who got a hand on it. And we are 1-1. Have to give a lot of credit to this Philadelphia group that has responded so well after conceding the first goal, created really two very good chances prior to that one, which was better than a very good chance. And Chris Donovan, playing for the third time this year with Union 2, scores his first goal, and it is 1-1 now in the 18th minute. There's Bolma working against Jallo and loses it once again. Was asking for a foul, didn't get one. Another chance here for Donovan, but he couldn't quite control it. And Jackson takes over. Exciting 18 minutes so far. Esmir Bayraktarovic in the 10th minute put New England ahead 1-0. And then Chris Donovan with the equalizer for Philadelphia in the 17th. These teams were fairly close to each other in the standings for much of last year. New England had a bit of a difficult finish to the regular season. Ended 9-5-10 with 33 points, which was 7th in the Eastern Conference, and they did not qualify for the playoffs. Meanwhile, Philadelphia with 40 points was 3rd in the Eastern Conference and made it to the playoffs. A 1-0 defeat at Toronto in the Eastern Conference semifinals ended their season. Only ahead. Finding Riasco, having one, didn't get much on it, and Jackson falls on top. Both goalkeepers have been busy early, but Jackson much more so than Holden Trent since the Bayraktarovic goal. Bolma trying to run this down, and that'll be off his last touch. Bolma, just an uber athletic player. Great talent, as Clint Piet said, someone who's exciting to watch every single time he's on the pitch. 20 minutes gone here, and our score level at 1. Justin Galanti, our whole crew, glad to be with you. Subaru Park in Chester, PA. Second meeting of the year between New England and Philadelphia. Joked earlier this week with Clint Piet about obviously the NBA version of Boston against Philadelphia went Boston's way, so he was hoping to continue that. Chris Donovan is offside here, trying to leak in behind the New England defense once again. Donovan, a guy who played 22 matches with Union 2 last year, had 8 goals and 3 assists. He was actually initially drafted 68th overall by Columbus in 2022 out of Drexel. Obviously not far from where this match is in Chester, Drexel and Philly. But he was signed by Union 2 in February of 2022. And then signed a first-team contract in June of last year. First-team loan playing for the 3rd time this season with Union 2. Certainly made his impact felt on this match thus far. Much of this match has been played on this side of the pitch for the last 12 to 13 minutes. Ever since Bayraktarovic gave New England the lead, Philadelphia has been in control. Souza here for New England. Pierre Caillet. Just past the midway point here in the first half. Donovan again with some space, puts it into the middle. Free man on the back post, and it's a goal for Chris Olney. Once again, Chris Donovan found himself free. This cross was tipped, Olney was unmarked. And I guess they'll give Olney the goal, even though Jose Riasco was standing in the net and did touch it, but it was across the goal line prior to that. So it is the goal for Chris Olney, his second of the season in 4 matches. And the lead is 2-1.
Union 2 goals scored by number 56, C.J. Olney. The assist, number 25, Chris Donovan.
Donovan now with a goal and an assist in the match. Raffanello had an assist on the first goal. And obviously Olney with this most recent marker. Marlon LeBlanc really liked the way his team had been, as he put it, in control over the last 5 weeks. And they have been in control for a good deal so far this afternoon. Gave up the early goal in the 10th minute, but have responded with 2. And continuing to hold much of the possession as well. Miscommunication on that pass, though, and it comes back for Souza, who leaves for Jackson, who's been quite busy in his return today from injury. First appearance of the season for Jackson. Marlon LeBlanc said one of the key goals for Philly today was to really pin New England back. And you'd have to say they've done that. Nearly a sloppy touch leading to a chance. Now from way out. That shot deflected over the end line. And a goal kick coming for Jackson. No, excuse me. Last touch was off of a New England defender. So it will be a corner here for Philadelphia. Olney will be the one to take this as the most recent goal in this match. Comes back towards Olney, but he'll let it go over the sideline and take the throw. This portion of today's match is brought to you by Subaru of America. A 2-1 Philadelphia lead, 27th minute. On their home pitch for the first time in about a month. Souza delaying it here as New England is looking to do anything possible to change the momentum of this match. And a foul there against Giallo, who apologizes immediately. Jake Rosansky, the eldest member of this New England group, with a 1 down. 26-year-old who played collegiately at Virginia and then Maryland. Damian Rivera England trying to establish something here after a very good start to the match. Mishandled by Marcos Diaz. You can see the frustration as Philadelphia will have a throw. Foul there against Riasco as he kind of gave a turn and push to Rosansky. And you can see J.J. Belinsky pointing at Rosansky and Riasco, the two number 32s, and saying, I don't want to see any more out of you two. See if he gets his way or not. Shots are 5-2 in favor of Philadelphia at the moment, 4-2. In Union 2's favor in terms of shots on goal. Pierre Caillet plays this towards the middle of the pitch. And now it's Bulma. Out wide for Rivera. Had the heroics last week with 2 late goals to seal the win against Toronto. Donovan to Olney, who's running an open space, which is always dangerous. Olney tried to leave it back for Donovan. Eventually gets to it. Nearly at the half-hour mark here. Sent in, Donovan keeps it in play, but Jackson there to jump on it before Jose Riasco could do anything. Another dangerous little build-up from Philadelphia, continuing to put the pressure on New England today. Can they generate something on this end of the pitch? Rosansky lets this one go to Diaz. Marcos Diaz back for Rosansky. Peyton Miller to the middle. Bayraktarovic for Diaz. Here's a look for New England. A clean tackle though from Juan Castillo, and then that hits off the referee, J.J. Belinsky. And he says, my bad to everyone. And we'll award the ball back to Philadelphia. What a tackle that was, though. As clean as could be from Juan Castillo, as that looked like it was going to be a big chance for New England to equalize. Francis Westfield sends this one over the top. Good play to settle it. And Raffanello wins the corner for Philadelphia. A group that routinely starts 5 players that are still U17 eligible, that have still played some U17 action this year. Marlon LeBlanc so happy the way that they have been able to compete at the professional level while still, as he said, dominate at the U17 level. Only to take this corner. He is one of those U17 eligible players. He's still 16. Sent back in towards the target. Legenic runs this down, but Rosansky takes it for New England. Here is Bulma. Trying to make some moves around the defender. Bulma keeps the ball, but he is the one whistled for the foul, much to his displeasure. See this again. Bulma got his hand up high, his right hand, on Francis Westfield. I'm sure that's what drew the call. This portion of today's match is brought to you by WSFS Bank. A 2-1 Philadelphia lead, 33rd minute from Subaru Park in Chester, PA. Justin Galante and our entire outstanding crew, so glad you're with us on this Sunday afternoon. First of 9 matches on the schedule here in MLS Next Pro. Here's Only once again. Puts it in on Jackson, who makes the stop. Only bidding for a brace in the first half, but Jackson had other thoughts. Third save so far for Jacob Jackson. Two teams only separated by 4 points in the Eastern Conference standings, both having played 8 matches so far entering today. Philadelphia with 10 points so far, and New England with 14. Philadelphia able to win the ball back once again. And Raffanello has a lot of space here. Jeremy Raffanello. This will be a throw for Philadelphia. Raffanello was signed as a homegrown player in August of 2022 after spending some time in the New York Red Bulls organization. Played 1 collegiate season at Penn State. Here's a ball in a very dangerous area. Good job to get it free. Now it's Only finding a man, and Jackson, what a stop. Only to Donovan with a beautiful chip on Jackson, who makes his best stop so far. This is absolutely spectacular work in the box from Philly. And then an even better save from Jackson. What a reaction. I think Donovan would tell you he would have liked to be a little more precise with that one. Had a lot of net to work with. See if that kind of play buoys any momentum towards the New England side. Philadelphia has been dominating this match for the better part of 25 minutes now. Zansky gets this one forward to Bayrak Tarovic, who has the 1 goal today for New England. Plenty of chances and a great rhythm to this first half. Just joining us, Esmir Bayrak Tarovic had a goal in the 10th minute. It's put New England ahead 1-0, but Philly has had the last 2. It was Chris Donovan in the 17th minute, and then Chris Only in the 23rd. Raffanello with it. Goes out wide to Boubacar Diallo. Hugo Legenic runs this down, another former Big Ten player in this match. He played his college soccer at Rutgers. Throw coming here for New England. Josh Bolma. Here's Rivera. Haven't heard much from him so far today after his heroics last weekend. Diaz in the middle of the pitch. Sends this to Bayraktarovic. Esmir with an opportunity, but couldn't get a shot through. Comes all the way back to Thiago Suarez, who we got to talk to this week, playing in his first season in the New England organization. Suarez signed after spending basically his entire soccer career with Sac Republic. Bayraktarovic apparently kept this in play. Another good defensive effort from Juan Castillo to stop any chance. Suarez had a smile on his face throughout the entire conversation. So great to talk to him about what this experience has been like coming from the West Coast to the East Coast. Really has enjoyed his time so far. Marcos Diaz with it. Asking for some help. Finds it in the form of Pierre Caillet. Now Rosansky tried to feed one through, but it was stopped by Olney, who sends it all the way down. A Philadelphia group that's been on a good run of form late, 10 points in the last 5 matches after no points in the first 3. With a 2-1 lead with 39 minutes gone. Josh Bolma swung around by Mike Vieiro. And this will be our first booking of the match. Vieiro with a yellow here in the 40th minute. Got that left leg around Bolma's left leg and swung him around. So there's the first yellow today. Pierre Caillet. This is Bolma. Off the deflection. Last touch from Philadelphia. It will be a throw here for New England. Knocked down once again. Official lets him play the advantage. And was that deflected? It was. So corner coming for New England. First of the match for the visitors. Rosansky will take this. All the way over the top of everyone, and it will be a deep throw for Philadelphia. This portion of today's match is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Slow walk over to this one for Juan Castillo, another player who started his career in the Red Bull organization. Castillo, now 20 years of age, has started 8 of the 9 matches for Philadelphia this season. Foul here against Westfield, and he'll get a yellow for this. Second yellow in pretty quick succession against Philadelphia. Vieiro had one moments ago, and Westfield got a tug on Rivera's jersey. We'll have a free kick here. Late in the first half for New England, trailing 2-1. Rosansky and Bayraktarovic discuss their options. Rosansky sends it in. And sent away from trouble. Not definitively cleared though. Balma tries to play it back in, but well over the top of the net. And it will be a goal kick for Holden Trent. A man whose name we have not said much recently. Trent was busy in the first 10 or so minutes, but not so much since. He's only seen 2 shots and stopped one of them. This will be a Philadelphia throw. Daniel Kruger now. And now a New England throw. A 2-1 Philadelphia lead as we close in on the break. Consecutive goals in the 23rd minute after a goal in the 17th minute for Philly after falling behind back in the 10th. Here's Westfield again. It'll be 1 minute of added time here in the first half, one that's had a very good pace to it and plenty of opportunities. Foul behind the play here as J.J. Belinsky blew the whistle. Balma leaves it for Kaye. 8-2 the shots advantage, 6-2 on goal for Philadelphia here in the first half. 2-1 lead for the home side. They've done a very good job in doing what their head man Marlon LeBlanc wanted in this match. Pinning New England deep, making them start deep, and that's made it difficult to generate chances. Does Rivera have one in him? Beautiful move, Rivera left it outside the post. And that might be the final action of this first half. Rivera with a beautiful move, found himself free, but couldn't put it on target. And once this ball is sent free, we expect to hear the whistle from J.J. Belinsky. Not quite yet. Perhaps allowing an opportunity for Philly. Now Bayraktarovic for New England. Tries to play one over the top, but it was deflected. And there is the halftime whistle. Entertaining first half at Subaru Park. And it's Philadelphia with a 2-1 lead over New England at the break. We'll have highlights and stats from our first half coming up. But first, let's look back at the week that was in this week's edition of the Matchday Rewind.
With the close of match day 8, that means we are nearly 2 months into season number 2. Alongside Samara Perez, I'm Michelle Montaigne, recapping everything you need to know for match day 8.
In the East, Huntsville City FC closed out their 7-game road trip with a shootout win over Fire 2. HCFC will be searching for their first win of the season Friday and will look to make it a fitting one when they host Crown Legacy FC at their historic home opener. Jack Collison and company were able to spoil CLFC's home debut by beating them in a shootout. HCFC's inaugural match will take place at the newly renovated Wicks Family Field at Joe Davis Stadium. And our own Michelle Montaigne will be out there bringing you all the thrills. As for their rival, Crown Legacy FC is already equalizing records. Jose Tavares' squad tied Crew 2's 7-game winning streak record after a 2-1 win over Atlanta United 2. Vinicius Melo gave his team the early lead after getting on the end of a cross in the 4th minute. Then, in the 73rd, Marko Filipovic's strike from the right side of the box gave his team their 7th straight win and kept them as one of only 2 teams left unbeaten. Here's how the team celebrated their feat.
In the West, Rapids 2 moves into sole first place following their 1-0 defeat of Austin FC 2. Coming into this one, you knew Rapids 2 had the upper hand offensively, having scored a league-tied leading 20 goals. And on a day where offense was hard to come by, Marlon Vargas was the difference maker. He netted his 2nd goal of the season in the 51st minute, and following the match, described just how good that one felt.
Once, the ball came to me and I took my touch, I'm like, I'm going to shoot it. And when it went in, I was just not relieved, but I was like, okay, this is a start for our momentum going forward. And, once we got the ball, I feel like we kind of kept the ball a little bit more, but yet we were still defending in our own half. And I'm going to say it again, like how Eric said, it wasn't pretty, but, we got the 3 points and that's the most important.
That result puts Rapids 2 at 7-0-1 on the season, an identical record to Crown Legacy FC, with those 2 teams the only ones left unbeaten in the league. And closing us out, we have the game that closed out match day 8 with an 8-goal match. Tacoma Defiance hosted MNU FC 2 in one of the more wild games we've seen this season, with MNU FC 2 leading 3-1 in the second half. Defiance scored 3 goals in the span of 12 minutes to take a lead into stoppage time. But Minnesota United FC 2's Rory O'Driscoll strikes the equalizer in the first minute of stoppage time to send this one to a shootout. Back-to-back opening saves from Andrew Thomas gave Defiance the edge. They took the thriller 4-2 in kicks from the spot following the highest scoring match of the day.
We've got another exciting weekend coming up in match day 9. Michelle and I will be back here with everything that stood out.
It's halftime at Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia Union 2 holds a 2-1 lead at the break over New England Revolution 2. This week in our player profile series, Samara caught up with Colorado's Yosuke Hanya, the MLS Next Pro Player of the Month for April.
Hey MLS Next Pro fans, we are back with a new edition of our Player Profile series. I'm Samara Perez. Joining us from Colorado Rapids 2 is our first Player of the Month in 2023, Yosuke Hanya. Yosuke, welcome and thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me today.
It falls centrally for Hanya, rebound, puts it away! Yosuke Hanya seals the deal.
Goes to Hanya, crawl to his left. Hanya looking for an equalizer. What a strike by Hanya! His 5th goal of the season.
Now, we first want to congratulate you on your recognition. Yosuke, after 7 weeks of play, you have just as many goals. How have you managed to score in every game you have played in so far?
Honestly, I think one of the big differences between last year and this year is that I think I put a lot of focuses on being in a right place at right time. Whenever my teammates take a shot, I always follow up and get ready for the second ball. So I think that's something makes me dangerous in an attacking third. And then, yeah, that's definitely something I'm focusing on this year.
And how does it feel to be recognized as this season's inaugural Player of the Month?
It feels amazing. I'm really happy that I got a Player of the Month in April. But at the same time, this is a 100% team effort. So I want to give a big shout out to my teammates and coaching staff for, this amazing start.
Now, you touch on team effort. How would you describe the chemistry and the dynamics between your teammates and the coaching staff?
Everybody works so hard day in, day out, including coaching staff and the players. And we always make sure that we are on the same page every day. So yeah, I think the team has been in great shape right now.
Yosuke, as we celebrate Asian Pacific Islander Month, talk to us about how proud you feel to be representing your native country in MLS Next Pro.
We have only a few people from my country in this league. So it means a lot to me to be representing my country here, also in this league. And then I just want to keep performing well for people back in Japan. And yeah, that's my mentality right now.
As you mentioned, there are only a few of you representing your homeland. Do you find that to be extra pressure, or does that motivate you?
I don't feel it as a pressure, more like a, like you said, motivation. Yeah, and always whenever I play or I score the goals after the game, I got a lot of messages from my friends and my families, people from Japan. So it motivates me definitely, and yeah, I just want to play for those people.
What do you miss most from home?
Maybe family. Yeah, they are still trying to come over at some point, but I miss my family. Yeah, hopefully. I just want to score as many goals as I can for my family, and then make them happy. Yeah.
Laraz headed on and in. Yosuke Hanya, ball in the box, and the 4th goal of the day. And Yosuke Hanya continues his scoring ways.
Now, Yosuke, what goals and aspirations do you have for this season in MLS Next Pro?
My goal is always to help the team win as many games as possible, and also help the team win the conference title at the end. At the same time, personally, I'm always trying to get to the first team. That's my personal goal for this year. But yeah, right now I just want to focus on what I can do with the second team, and then I want to keep performing well, keep scoring goals for the Rapids too. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, Yosuke, congratulations once again. We can't wait to see what more this season has in store for you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for kicking it with us. I'm Samara Perez. We'll see you back here soon.
Great stuff, Samara and Yosuke Hanya, the MLS Next Pro Player of the Month for April. Well, we told you it's a jam-packed day, and next week is pretty full as well around MLS Next Pro. 2 matches on Wednesday. Philadelphia, who you're watching right now, will play Crown Legacy on the road Wednesday night. LA and Minnesota, the other match there. We'll have 7 matches on Thursday, including New England taking on a Columbus group that at the moment is second in the Eastern Conference. And then we'll round out things with 3 matches on Friday. Final one of the week will be LAFC 2 and Tacoma. Let's look back at the first half highlights here this afternoon. It was an entertaining first 45 minutes, plenty of chances on both sides. It was New England, though, that struck first this afternoon. That was a great stop by Holden Trent. And Esmir Bayrak-Tarovic a few moments later earned this free kick and was able to cash in the 10th minute and give New England a 1-0 lead that would be fairly short-lived. It was just a few moments later that Philadelphia really started to get out on the front foot. And this opportunity, after a bit of a heavy touch from Josh Bolma, equalized this match. As in the 17th minute, Chris Donovan was able to beat Jacob Jackson and equalize at 1-1. Philadelphia was able to keep the momentum going from there, as Donovan again ran in behind the defense and found Chris Olney, who was able to give Philadelphia the 2-1 lead in the 23rd minute. And that is our score at the break. Philadelphia continued to play well the last 20 or so minutes of the first half. Certainly had the better of the chances, and if it weren't for that stop from Jacob Jackson, it would be 3-1 right now. Instead, still 2. As we look at the stats from the first half, New England held 2/3 of the possession, but felt like most of that was in their own half of the pitch defensively. Shots were 8-4 in Philadelphia's favor, 6-2 on target. Fouls, obviously, a lot more for Philly. They had 2 yellows in that first half, but despite those numbers, it really felt like for the majority of those first 45 minutes, Philadelphia was the side that had the much better run of play. Back live here as we're getting set for the second half, with New England trailing Philadelphia 2-1. Welcome back to Subaru Park in Pennsylvania, just outside of Philly. 2-1 lead for Union 2 over Revolution 2. At the end of the first half, Justin Galanti and our entire outstanding crew. So glad to be with you here on MLSNextPro.com. First of 9 matches on the schedule today. 3 completed already on Friday night this week. Huntsville in its home debut beat Crown Legacy 2-1. San Jose won in Austin 1-0. And Orlando and Atlanta played to a 2-2 tie. Atlanta earned the extra point 5-4 in the shootout. This is the first match of the 9 here on Sunday. We had a very entertaining first 45 minutes, and certainly would be surprising if the next 45 are not the same. Second half underway, and New England possesses to start.
Halftime substitution, leading the match with number 16, Joshua Olma. Entering the match, number 89, Malcolm Fry. Once again, this substitution.
New England made 1 substitution at the half as Josh Bolma left and Malcolm Fry entered. And an early corner coming for New England. Fry, 89 at the bottom of your screen, a player that his head coach Clint Piet pointed out is one that has taken some real impressive steps forward from last season. An 18-year-old with a goal and an assist so far this year. Rosansky's corner was deflected back towards Fry, but he was unable to direct that header towards the target. So it will be a throw for Philadelphia. So Philadelphia team, you saw that number at halftime. Significantly more fouls committed than New England. The number was 10-2. Philadelphia has actually committed the most fouls of all 27 teams in MLS Next Pro. There is Marcos Diaz for New England. Trying to hold a couple defenders towards his back and forced to play it back now. Diaz now on the far side of the pitch. Trying to run this down, and almost Adebayo Smith was almost able to keep that in play. Instead, it'll be a goal kick for Holden Trent. He made 1 save in that first half. 4 saves on the other side for Jacob Jackson. Suarez will have this throw. Terovich with the goal in the 10th minute for New England. Donovan in the 17th, 20, and the 24th was only for Philadelphia. It's a pretty different looking Philadelphia group than played at New England back on April 10th. And certainly a different look to the scoreboard at the moment. A 5-1 New England win in that match. Here it's 2-1 Philly. Bayrak Terovich for Malcolm Fry, and a corner coming for New England. Legenik was the one who recovered for Philly. So after 1 corner in the first half, 2 already in the second for New England. Not the strongest ball there, goes all the way across, and Kaye cannot keep it in play. So Nothing comes of that opportunity for the visitors. It was almost funny that Marlon LeBlanc pointed out when I chatted with him this week. I said, are you happy to be back home after 3 straight matches on the road? He said, yeah, it was a long road trip. But he said, well, I guess we've actually played better away from home, so who knows? But they have played very well on their home pitch so far today. In total, an 0-2-1 record at home and a 2-2-1 mark on the road for Philadelphia so far this season. Trying to add 3 points at home here today. They have earned 5 points in their last 2 matches, 10 points in the last 5 after none in the first 3. Fry jostling for position with Juan Castillo. And a goal kick coming for Trent. Home run ball over the top, settled down with Calle. Being harassed by Jose Riasco. And Jackson sends it toward the sideline. Diaz, a bit strong on the first touch, a little too heavy, couldn't control it. Raffanello, oh, what a touch! And Donovan has made it 3-1 Philly! That was superb from Chris Donovan. Tell you what, this didn't really look like much of anything. And Raffanello with a spectacular ball, and Donovan able to beat Jackson, who had his hand up, hoping the flag would be up, but it was not. And it is a brace for Chris Donovan this afternoon. 2 goals and an assist for the 22-year-old. Pure class on that one. Raffanello gets his 2nd assist and 3rd of the season. 2 assists so far today.
Union 2 goals scored by number 25, Chris Donovan. He has a brace on the afternoon. The assist, number 14, Jeremy Raffanello. Goal scored in the 51st minute.
It has been all Philly since the New England goal in the 10th minute. The next 35 or so were dominated by the home side in the first half, and things have not changed in the first 7+ minutes of the second half. Wonderful performance so far from Union 2. Could kind of sense in Marlon LeBlanc's voice. Felt confident about his group coming into today, and can certainly see why. They have been in control so far. That group of only Donovan and Raffanello have been absolutely fantastic. Bayraktarovic sends it out for Rivera. Damian Rivera moving in, tries to play one for Adebayo Smith, but it did not get through to him. Now remember last week, New England trailed late in the second half at Toronto and got goals from Rivera in the 84th and 85th minutes to win. But that was a 2-1 deficit. This is 3-1. Suarez and Olney battling for that one. And ends back with Thiago Suarez. Certainly, at the least, New England does not want to make a habit of falling behind like this. Frankly, these two teams have been the opposite of one another so far this season. Philadelphia did not earn a single point in its first 3 matches. New England earned all 9 possible in its first 3. Only trying to find someone, but no one there. But since the first 3 matches, Philadelphia has been excellent, and New England really struggled in the next 4, only earning 2 points before getting back on the winning side of things last weekend in Canada. Here is Marcos Diaz. 4 goals and 2 assists for him so far this season. Diaz, a 21-year-old, played 19 matches with Revs 2 last year. Play to keep the ball by Adebayo Smith. Off a deflection. This is Bayrak Terovic. He has the goal today for New England. Pokes the sideline for Ozansky. Here is Bayrak Terovic trying to get a step. Bayrak Terovic sent it into a dangerous area, but no one there for New England. Not cleared though. Diaz out wide. Rivera, what a stop! Holden Trent shuts down Damian Rivera. Second grade A save for Holden Trent today. Raffanello back in the other direction. Opportunity. It will be a corner. First real good build-up in a while here from New England. Rivera was unmarked, but he was beaten by Holden Trent. Now a Philadelphia corner. With the way New England can score, this match is certainly not over, but if Philly were able to get one more, it would be a steep uphill climb for New England to have a chance this afternoon. High ball and a foul against Philadelphia. It was Donovan who ended up down on the pitch, but I think he was the one who fouled a New England player. Clean challenge there from Riasco. Here's Chris Donovan once again. And that was off a defender, but then I think back off Donovan. So it will be a goal kick. Donovan thought he might have won a corner there, but a bad break off the double deflection. And now a whistle late against Boubacar Diallo. Quick restart from New England. Diaz, a big chance for Adebayo Smith, off the rebound, another stop by Trent. 2 great looks for Adebayo Smith, and Holden Trent is taking over this match. A great ball from Diaz. First look stopped, second chance shut down by Holden Trent. Is this fun or what? Feels like every time these two teams go up and down the pitch, there's a good chance coming. now a 10-6 shots advantage for Philadelphia. 7-4 on goal. And a 3-1 lead for Philly. It was a 2-1 lead at the half before Chris Donovan scored in the 51st minute to extend that advantage. Who touched this last? Donovan. So a goal kick. We reached the 1 hour mark here at Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. Justin Galanti and our whole outstanding crew here at MLS Next Pro. So glad you're with us to start a full Sunday of action. This is the first of 9 matches this afternoon. Only 1 substitution has been made so far in total. It was the halftime swap of Fry for Bulma from New England. But we start to get towards the territory where we might see some more fresh legs coming on sooner rather than later. Last week, Philadelphia only had 17 available players and still able to get out with 2 points as Jackson makes the stop. That was another thing their coach was real proud of. 2 points on the road in Miami. A bit of a shorter roster that day. Raffanello. So calm on the ball. Passing here leads to Juan Castillo, pretty free here. Castillo to the top of the box. Raffanello trying to settle it. Now elects to go outside, and Kaye was able to slow him down, but does concede a corner. You wonder if Raffanello could have controlled that first touch. Maybe he takes the shot there, but still ends up at a corner. Thiago Suarez, the one down here for New England. Looked like, and hopefully is, just a cramp. And they're gonna have to call the training staff in on him here. The off-field treatment rule, of course, if a player goes down and cannot get up in about 15 seconds, then they will have to come off the pitch for 3 minutes before being able to come back on, even if they are healthy to come back on earlier than that. Looks like Philadelphia is getting set to make some substitutions here at the next moment. That's possible. First this corner though for Philly. Restart whistle comes from J.J. Belinsky. High ball falling in front of Jackson, but he's out to grab it. So it remains 3-1 here in the 65th minute. This portion of today's match is brought to you by Bimbo Bakeries US. A 3-1 Philadelphia lead, looking to add to it. Jallo ahead for Donovan. Out wide now. Olney waiting, shooting high.
Union 2 substitutions.
So Philly will make these substitutions now, and it looks like New England will as well. Juan Castillo is coming off, and he will be replaced by Anton Sorensen.
Number 56,
CJ Olney's day, which was productive with a goal, comes to an end. He is replaced by Stefan Stojanovic. And Hugo Legenik comes off, and Carlos Torres is on. For New England, Colby Quinones and Jacob Akinirich both enter. So both teams starting to utilize some substitutes now in the 66th minute. Still a 3-1 Philadelphia lead, which it has been since the 51st when Chris Donovan scored for the second time today. Sorensen will get his first touch here and leave it back for Holden Trent, who has been a big factor in this second half with a couple of really outstanding saves. Raffanello runs this one down. Raffanello puts it on target. Jackson the stop. Jackson has certainly played his role well in keeping this at 3-1. Remember playing in his first match of the season, recovering from an ACL injury, and has done some good things despite the 3-1 scoreline. New England looking to attack. Rivera finds a man, and it's offside. Adebayo Smith, as you can see, can't believe it. That close to a 3-2 score, but it's offside. And it remains 3-1. Another peek at this opportunity. Adebayo Smith just barely offside. And it remains 3-1. Stojanovic for Chris Donovan, already 2 goals and an assist today. That pass a bit behind, though. Stojanovic has had a good year. 3 goals for him. He's started 4 matches and now come off the bench as a sub 5 times. So he's able to play different roles for this team. And now it's Marcos Diaz down for New England. See if the training staff comes out here or not. Looks like it will. See again what caused Diaz to go down. Not exactly sure if he was touched there, or it might have just been something non-contact, or maybe stepped on the ball. It kind of looked like Jallo was simply running alongside it. And Diaz is upset, and I believe he's being told that he has to come off for 3 minutes because the training staff came on. That is the rule. So if Diaz wants to stay in, Or if the coaching staff wants him to stay in, he'll have to be off for 3 minutes, or we'll see if he's subbed off. Into the 70th minute here at Subaru Park. Philadelphia trying to hold on for just over 20 minutes to earn a full 3 at home. This will be a corner for Philly. They've kept the pressure on throughout the afternoon. Their head coach, Marlon LeBlanc, said we want to start on the front foot, get after New England right away. Frankly, didn't quite do that, conceded a goal in the 10th minute. But since allowing that goal, they have certainly gotten after their opponent today and been in control of this match. Another corner coming here. Jeremy Raffanello joined the Philadelphia organization back in August of 2022. Has 2 assists so far today. And nearly a third. Daniel Kruger was utterly unmarked. Couldn't put it on target. New England is going to have to change this match in a big way in the last 19 minutes. Not to belabor the point, but again, they scored goals in the 84th and 85th minutes last weekend against Toronto. Do they have any kind of magic like that in them today? Rozanski leaves it out wide and now gets it back. Colby Quinones. New England has just been stuck in neutral for a while. And here's a big chance. Chris Donovan. Good recovery, though, by Kaye. And a foul in the box against Chris Donovan. Had a hat trick in his sights, but Kaye was able to catch up to him. Souza sends this one forward, but couldn't connect with anyone. Good play by Bayraktarovic. Now Diaz, who has just come back on for Rivera. Damian Rivera off the bar. It was Rivera last week with the 2 late goals and almost had one here. Look at this, gets it around a couple defenders. And it just glances off the bar. Rivera has created 2 outstanding chances today. Has not quite been able to convert either time. It was like this, though, when New England was making its comeback last week. Had great chances, weren't quite scoring, and then it finally came. As Santi Suarez told us, we made our own luck that day. And it just felt like if we kept playing that way, eventually it was going to happen. It was only a matter of time until they would score. That happened last week. See if history repeats itself today. Philadelphia with the 3-1 lead here in the 75th minute. The door feels slightly ajar for Revolution 2. Bayraktarovic with a goal today. Esmir Bayraktarovic having one, he scores! A brace for Esmir Bayraktarovic, and it's 3-2. Did we say the door felt open? Bayraktarovic would not be denied. His second of the day and fourth of the year. And it's 3-2 with plenty of time left. And all you can say now is buckle up. This is going to be an exciting finish. Akaniric. Diaz heavy with his touch. The throw for Philadelphia. Anton Sorensen will take this throw. A couple players go down to the turf, but we play on. Braces for Chris Donovan and Esmir Bayraktarovic in this match. CJ only has the other goal and is the reason it's 3-2 Philly. Chances have been a plenty of late for New England. They cashed in on one opportunity, still need to find another goal. Adebayo Smith, not on the same page with Diaz. Bayraktarovic trying to win it away from Jallo. Draws the foul. Esmir Bayraktarovic, first team Loney, has really played an excellent match today. His third of the year with Revs 2. A no-look pass there. And two players go down. Foul was against Rivera for New England. Bayraktarovic again for Quinones, and now Diaz. It comes all the way back to Trent. This portion of today's match is brought to you by Subaru of America. 3-2 Philadelphia at Subaru Park. Justin Galanti, the whole crew, so glad you're with us. Hope you'll be tuned in all day. Having you covered in the 9 matches today, from 3 to about 11 on the East Coast. Maybe something brewing for Philly. Shut down, though, by Rosansky.
Union 2 substitution leaving the match. Number 32, Jose Riasco. Entering the match, number 23, Nelson Pierre. The substitution.
So Jose Riasco leaves and Nelson Pierre enters here. Pierre with 3 goals and 2 assists so far this season. Another player that Marlon LeBlanc pointed out as one of the couple that have been in the best form this year.
Leaving the match is number 99, Jordan Adebayo-Smith. Entering the match, number 55, Everton De Souza. The substitution occurs in the 80th minute.
So a sub as well for New England. Jordan Adebayo-Smith out and Weverton is in. Here he is. Going over the top with it, but a bit far for Rivera. Into the 81st minute. Weverton, who just came on for Rivera, finds Diaz with a chance and he equalizes! 3-3. Marcos Diaz ties the match.
Revolution 2 goals scored by number 39, Marcos Diaz.
Off the deflection, it finds Marcos Diaz. And a spectacular goal makes this 3-3. New England, for the 2nd consecutive week, has made a late comeback in the second half. Last week, trailing 2-1 in Toronto. Goals in the 84th and 85th to win 3-2. This week, trailing 3-1 in Philly. 2 late goals. First in the 75th, then the 82nd. Now a chance for Philly off the post. Still in a dangerous area. Sorensen lost it. That was Donovan, whose header hit the outside of the post. That would have been his 3rd of the day and given Philly the lead back. Kanirich has the throw. Does New England have one more in the last couple minutes? What a match this has been. Bayraktarovic for Diaz. Just scored his 5th goal of the season. And Trent's got this. Donovan off the deflection. He's down, but he's won a corner here. Just a few moments ago, Donovan had this great scoring chance. And how close was that? Off the outside of the post. And it remains level at 3. A corner coming for Philly. Neither team has done much with its corners today. Again, Raffanello to take this. AJ Belinsky, our head ref, just organizing things. Just talking there with Carlos Torres and Jake Rosansky. Now Raffanello's ball comes in. That is cleared easily. Well done by New England defensively. We said right at the top of the show today, when New England plays, there are a lot of goals. That has certainly been the case. Revs 2 were down 3-1. It's now 3-3. A foul against Sorensen. And it's a yellow. And a red now. A second yellow. That's actually Vieiro, I should say. A second yellow for Mike Vieiro. And he is sent off.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card caution has been issued to Union 2's number 32 of Mikey Valero. This is the second yellow of the afternoon. It results in a red card ejection.
So for the rest of this match,
In the 86th minute.
Philly will be down a man as Mike Vieiro earns his second yellow of the day. And remember, in MLS Next Pro, the red card suspension rule is that your one-match suspension will come the next time you play the opponent you got your red against. That'll be August 27th. Again here at Subaru Park. So Vieiro will serve his one-match suspension then, but at least for now, Philadelphia has seen a 3-1 lead disappear, and now we'll have to play a man down the rest of the way. Chris Donovan is done for the day, replaced now by Luke Martelli. To say the tenor of this match has changed would be an understatement. Now the advantage is firmly in New England's favor. Akanirich for Malcolm Fry. Diaz couldn't hold on to it. Over the top it comes, and Jackson's got it. This portion of today's match is brought to you by WSFS Bank. Here is Marcos Diaz. Comes wide for Malcolm Fry. Fry trying to get back to his left foot, and now Bayrak Terovic. Fry again, and up a man. New England has won a corner. Could this be the moment for Revolution 2? It's a decent ball, but could not find a New England body. Now a chance! Oh! Trent with the huge stop. What a chance! Rivera, what an opportunity, and Trent got a piece and then it hit the post. Now Quiñones. And this will be a goal kick. It feels like Philadelphia, who about 15 minutes ago had a 3-1 lead, is now just trying to survive to earn at least 1 point tonight. and take its chances in the kicks from the penalty mark shootout. Playing a man down here. Certainly would expect a decent amount of stoppage time here in the second half, which, based on the way this is going, would favor the visitors.
Ladies and gentlemen, fourth official on the sideline has indicated there will be a minimum.
It'll be a minimum of 5 minutes of added time here in the second half. Is that enough for someone to find a winner? Rivera tried to leave it for Weverton, didn't get through to him. Colby Quinones. Terovich over the top with it. Diaz trying to run it down. Instead ends up with Fry. Marcos Diaz flips it towards the middle. Rivera for Terovich. It's 3! And New England has come all the way back. A hat trick for Esmir Bayraktarovic. And from 3-1 down, New England has the 4-3 lead. My goodness. The comeback kids. 3 goals in the last 16 minutes. After last week scoring 2 goals in the final 5 minutes to win. What a remarkable turnaround from Revolution 2. And now Philly a man down. What do they have? Stojanovic tried to play it towards the middle, but it's played over the side now by Weverton for a throw. New England entered this match tied for first in the league with 20 goals scored, 3rd worst in the league with 19 goals allowed. It's a 4-3 lead for New England today. They are about as get on the edge of your seat of a team as you'll ever see. A little bit of time still for Philly. Here's Damian Rivera. Here is Bayraktarovic. Now Rivera. Bayraktarovic holding on to it. Rivera back for Bayraktarovic. It will be a throw. A substitution now for New England. Marcos Diaz being told to leave over the short side of the field. He will be replaced by Ben Awashi.
Substitution occurs in stoppage time of our second half.
24-year-old making his 8th appearance with Revs 2 this year. Signed in January of this year from Grand Canyon University. New England trying to run off every second possible. They've won a corner here. And things seem grim to say the least now for Union 2. being a man down and have now surrendered the last 3 goals. Malcolm Fry holds the ball in the corner. Now a New England throw. Philly will be at Crown Legacy later this week. New England will be home for Columbus. 2 matches that should be a lot of fun. Mishandled here. Opportunity. Good job by Trent to come off his line and avoid conceding a 5th. It is now on the discretion of referee J.J. Belinsky. Leverton sends it down. Damian Rivera to his right foot, back to the left. Rivera putting some moves on, and finally Westfield was able to get it away from him. This will roll all the way to Jackson, and that is all. From 3-1 down, Revolution 2 storm back and take a full 3 points on the road with a 4-3 win against Union 2. Today's man of the match, brought to you by Adidas, is New England Revolution 2's Esmir Bayraktarovic. Esmir got things started early, 10th minute, off the free kick, his first goal of the day. That was the only one for a while for New England until he scored again in the 75th minute. And then in stoppage time, this was the 4th and the winner. A hat trick today for Esmir Bayraktarovic of New England Revolution. And that is brought to you by Adidas. That'll wrap things up for us this afternoon. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Justin Galanti. Once again, your final: New England Revolution 2-4, Philadelphia Union 2-3. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long and MLS Season Pass on Apple TV at MLSNextPro.com. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.